Hi guys, welcome to our webinar today. Thank you very much for being here with us at WriterZen. My name is Daniel. I'm the CEO and co-founder of WriterZen. We are a SEO content SaaS with a goal to revamp and rebuild and recreate, reinvent the way people do SEO and the way people understand search engine insight, and from there create content that are correct and aligned with the end user need. So today lessons and today webinar is achieving 10 times content production without compromising quality. I think that in the past 10 years of working in this industry, we have come with many lessons, and we had an opportunity to work with so many different world-class SEO team, from Standard Chartered in banking industry to Mediacom in agency industry. We deal with fintech, we deal with brands all over the world and across different countries. And there are a few lessons in which we realized along the way, and in which help us to kind of form a few hypotheses in the way we build product, and as well as some of material in which has been very helpful for us in helping our clients as well to achieve exactly this. So today we're going to try to make it very short and compact. I know times of everyone's is very important. So we will try to achieve the agenda today with the three key things. The first thing is we talk about three things that we learn that are the bottlenecks, challenges that many businesses face, especially when it comes down to SEO and content production. So I think this is especially helpful for, let's say, if you are an in-house team, you realize this issue. There is a few challenges that you face that when you want to achieve or you want to create or scale your production into content, you run into these kind of problems within your internal team. And then if you are agency, I think it's very particularly important for you to also understand from point of view of business itself, so that when you advise them, when you work with them on day-to-day basis, you will be able to kind of help them identify this pain and walk them through with how you can help them to achieve that content production goal that they have. And the second thing is we talk about how to scale the SEO content production 10 times. So these are a few things. This would include, the first thing is some of our blueprints material that we have developed over the years that we found very helpful to our clients. And then some of the questions you may want to ask, like a list of questionnaires. All these materials will be attached into, and my team will send over to you guys after the webinar. And finally is extract the right customer insight from search engines. I think that far too often, many of us who have done keyword research are fall short of understanding the true picture of customer insights from there. A lot of time we values content production in SEO more like a traffic goal, but really in recent years it's not so much about traffic goal anymore. It's about content that actually align with customer interest and how you can build that trust with them in order for them to become your customer. It's a long journey, and it's no longer the phase where you just create content, you rank, and then you therefore get in business. So those are three key things which I will be sharing today in this webinar. Well, the first thing is we'll talk about the challenges that many SEO and content team face in business nowadays. The first challenge I see often is unclear goals. Well, unclear goal is not so much of unclear team goals, but every so often what we find is unclear goals here are unclear goals within different teams. When it comes down to SEO content production, it's not just SEO team that actually doing the producing content itself. For every business, you will have a big marketing department or a marketing department. And the marketing department typically would have their own goals in terms of the way you want to they want to perceive or they want to share their brand to the world, right? They do either brandings, they do brand comms, meaning that people who actually making sure that messaging go out that meet with the brand standard or the brand message. So they have a very particular set of rules when it comes down to SEO or content production. And then there's the SEO guys. With your goal would be to increase traffic, build up, ramp up. I want to be able to get more traffic organically as much and as fast as possible. Well, that's the goal you think that usually you get. And finally is the content writer. The goal as content writer is, all right, you just give me the stuff. I'm gonna fulfill whatever you need. And a lot of time, content writer struggle to fill the role of being the mediator between these two teams, brand comms and SEO team. So the brand com teams sometimes would have a very different idea of what SEO is like or what required in SEO. So therefore, they have a different goals. And SEO, because of their goals of achieving traffic, they have a different goals, right? So when I say unclear goals, it means that unclear goals for both brand comms team, an unified unclear goal. It's not so much of unclear goal for each team. I'm sure every team that you are running, they usually think that they would have a pretty good goals, but to be able to communicate that goals across all different three teams, that's the key difference. That's the key importance here. So that's the first issue in which people figure that we find in that people face with, the challenge people face with. The second thing is unclear workflow, right? So unclear workflows come down to a lot of times with the tool sets and the complexity of SEO nowadays, you have a lot of tools, right? And because sometimes different team have different goals, and then you have to deal with them in different tool set. For example, if a SEO person working with a content team, typically you would have to have a Google Sheet, working with Google Docs, working with keyword research tool, and then you have to provide content writer with a content writing tool, because you want to make sure that every content piece that they write will match and will be SEO optimized instead of you having to do that work again. So those are a few, things that actually contribute into an unclear workflow that you can actually build. And a lot of time, this workflow building from past experience, what we see is majority of the team are doing this workflow manually, meaning that some guys will, you do keyword research and then you pass down with a different tool to this to content team finish your content, applied it again on Google Sheet, and then the SEO team will have to actually check it out again, and this process just kind of very manual, very time consuming, and it kind of causes all this confusion, and therefore the workflow become sort of like a lot of loopholes in it. And finally is to understand the consumer insight from the search engine standpoint. So in which I will share a little bit with you why and how WriterZen and the way we approach actually helped you to do that, and why we think consumer insight is the key in the new SEO world. All right, so with the first things, we talk about the pain point was identifying your goals. So with the pain points of the goals are unclear, right? It's important for the three teams to actually sit down together and work through these problems and identify your goals, meaning that each team will have their own goal, and they have to be able to communicate this goal clearly with the other department. So we come up with a blueprint, almost sort of, right? What we find over the years of world-class team that are using. I mean, some of the team, as you can see here, each team would have their own different goals set out from the top of the organization. You see Standard Charter, they would, because they have such a strong brand and they have so many different communication channel and branding and advertising. When it comes down to SEO, a lot of their focus are more on branding keyword, information, and top funnel keywords. So they want to be able to make sure it is the keyword and is the interest of the people, the interest of the brand to educate the users different terms of banking, as well as educated people about the brand keywords that they have. So they want to make sure they control. If people search their brand, they want to know what it is, and they want to be able to fill up content to fulfill those kind of demands, instead of having other people taking advantage of those kind of keyword and write things that are not according to their standard. So if you look at this case, you'll see that it is Brandcom that really charging the way and making sure the goals are clear in this organization. And SEO and content writer actually just follow suit into the Brandcom goals, right? Low code would be focusing more on SEO optimization and align their content with the interests of their target audience. So this would be, SEO would be more in charge, and the company would be usually in a mid-market position where they want to have a lot more traffic, and the traffic goal become the key goal of the organization. And Brandcom will typically follow suit, meaning that they will actually delegate a part of their resources to support the SEO into their work, and SEO and content writer work hand in hand in producing content that align with target audience to win the traffic, right? And Higuga, which is one of the brand that we work with, their approach would be more holistic, where they integrate keyword for ads and product page, and enabling comparative research to identify market gaps. What it means is basically this is where brand comms team, SEO team, and content writer kind of go and work hand in hand all together. And because of the holistic approach, they try to be more balanced in the way they push down a new initiative. And so you see, as you can see, with each case study that we work with, they have different priority and they have different goals. And even though within each team you have your own particular goal, but it's very important to have this unifying goal that communicate clearly within all of the team involved in the organization. So over the time we working with them, we develop a blueprints where we find extremely helpful when we share it with different teams, where we kind of break it down into stage and person in charge, right? So for every communication, branding, or marketing, flow or plan, there's four stage. It's research, planning, production, and publishing. So with this four stage, it will go with different PIC, so person in charge, under each of this stage will have to do different things, right? So when you look at thing in more holistic viewpoint like this, you will to identify in each stage who is the person in charge and what they will do. And as you can see, the arrow that we point out over here, they are the arrow in which it show work from one space, go down to another, and go down to the next. So it's the task that passed out, is the information that are being passed out throughout the stage and also within the organization. So research, for example, as you can see, is actually start with brand communication specialists. It doesn't start with SEO. So brand communication specialists have to identify the ICP research. They have to identify their target market. Who is the target market? Who is the person who actually make the purchase? Who is the person who have the pain that their product or service are solving for? And you have to identify this ICP extremely clear. Because when you have a clear ICP and you pass down to SEO specialists, which is the next stage, where, okay, I need to deliver traffic, but not with all costs. The first traffic has to come from people with pain, right? People who is your ICP. Because if it's not your ICP, they're not going to convert. And you're going to waste a lot of resource and effort into building all this content. And then people just come in there looking at your content, and yet they don't find this is their interest and they go out, right? That may be good in a later stage. That may be good in other stage where you run out and run dry of your pipeline and you want to extend that with more organic traffic. But one of the way to make sure SEO team doing their job correctly is to ensure the ICP are solid and clear. So that has to come from brand and communication specialists. Either it has to be, if you're a small company, it'll be CEO. If you're a bigger company, it'll have to be the brand people. They are the one who identify. These are the people who were most likely to purchase our product. They are from this age. They typically have this kind of interest. They have this kind of pain. And from there, SEO specialist, as you can see, there's an arrow there. SEO specialists will be the one who do the keyword research, and they start with the process of keyword research and topic research, and they want to research about, okay, these are some of the pain that people of the ICP are looking for. What are the things that people searching, translate that pain into keyword, and from there they start to kind of build out this keyword topical keyword authority, where every topic that they build align with a pain, interest, or issue or problems that the ICP are looking for, right? The ICP is your ideal customer, where they have this pain, interest, and they have the highest likelihood to purchase. So that's the goal of keyword research. And being able to cover all these topics are the first step of having topical authority. After that, you will send the keyword research down with the ICP research to content writer, because then the content, when they write, they have to be able to understand who are the ICP, what is their demographic, what are some of the keyword topic terms that are already being categorized that reflect this ICP. These would make the job of your audience and content writer so much easier, because by knowing these two components, who are they, what are the demographic, what are the job title alike, and then the keyword they typically search, the pain point, the interest, the solution they're looking for from the SEO specialist. Knowing these two components are the key to help content writer doing their audience research, because then is the next step. Okay, what is the tone of voice I should write? What type of content I should write? Should I write long form content? Should I write short form content? How do I address the issue to this ICP research? So information passed out in the research part should come from brand comp, go down to keyword research from SEO specialist, and finally come with a two component is the audience research for content writer, because content writer is who producing the last mile content, is the final touch, right? After you're done with the research phase, it will be the planning phase, where brand and communication have to be the one who come up with a communication plan. Communication plan is, okay, how do I communicate all of this matter, all of this component of my comms to each of the audience? Sometimes it will be social media, sometimes it will be blogs, sometimes it will be advertising, sometimes it will be video format. All of this has to be in a plan, and you have to determine where SEO lays in this part of your communication plan, right? A bigger organization, brand comms, dictate this move, and they want SEO to do a certain part. For example, I want to make sure all brand keywords are diverted in this particular way, and these key terms have to be put in all across all the content in order for it to work alongside with the communication plan. So these come down to SEO specialists have to pick and choose within their keyword pool and topic clustering, what topic or keyword align with different part of the communication plan, right? And sometimes this is where things could go sideways a little bit. This is where SEO specialists have to work alongside with brand com to ensure that at this stage, we're going to launch this type of content. So therefore, this topic or keyword have to be launched first. It will have to be the first to be compiled and complete. And then you will move slowly into other keyword and topic clustering. Some keyword topic clustering that you determined previously will not align sometimes with communication plan. So you run a different trajectory with the plan itself to grow the traffic or whatever to achieve your goal. But a lot of time, you will want to work with brand comms specialists to make sure that whatever keyword topic clustering that you choose to do on that particular period or phase are aligning with the communication plans that come out from the marketing team. And finally, with these two, it will come down to content calendar. The output will be content calendar for content writer. So content writer, after you do audience research, you come up with a content calendar. You know that in the next 30 days, in the first week, I want to achieve this part of content because it's aligned with communication plan and is aligned with the keyword and topic clustering that the SEO specialists have listed out, right? And content calendar is a key for content writer to become more efficient, because they feel like they know exactly what they need to achieve and whether or not they can achieve it. Some topic can be done and a lot easier to research. And because of ICP research and keyword research done well, they will be able to achieve the writing afterward a lot easier. And then it will go into production. Majority of the work that are difficult, that help you improve your efficiency, will come in the research and planning. If you research and planning well, usually production will go very smoothly, because the content counter is clear, keyword topic is clear, communication plan is clear. Every person in this holistic holistic production know exactly where they need to be, what they need to do. It's already 80% of your production output, right? So research and planning will really responsible for about 80% of your production output, and production itself is take care of the last 20%, because everyone are clear in what they need to do. Usually it will be a lot easier. And then for brand companies, this is where you will work with a lot of media production. So this will be brand com and specialists. We have to work with ads team. We have to work with a bunch of other teams outside agency to do their media production. And with SEO specialists, you only need to do one thing, which is producing content brief, right? Based on all the keyword topic and all the planning you have, this is a content brief. So here's a content brief for different stuff that fit with the communication plan and the ICP research. And content writer, based on their audience research, knowing their content calendar, they just focus on one thing, which is article writing, nothing else. Planning is done, researching is done, just writing. And because of the focus that put into each phase are clear, they will be able to publish the content a lot better. That go into the publishing, which is the final part of this stage, is Brandcom will have to utilize all the content that are being in the article to amplify them across different media channel. It will be social media posting, hey, we have a new blog, send out in email form, do video over it, so on and so forth. So many different kind of content amplification that Brandcom will have to do. SEO specialists on this stage will actually have to do a lot of on-page optimization. Content are being published on the website and in the blog post format. They will have to do on page, and content writer just publish the article. So as you can see, it's a very clear way of visualizing who doing what in what phase, and utilize this blueprint. Usually it will help you tremendously in making sure that at each stage of different brand com sort of initiative, you will have to work with different team, and this is how you work with SEO. And this is how also SEO specialists will have to work with brand com and also content writer, that we find the most efficient. Okay, so with this blueprint, you can actually, based on this blueprint, to build your own blueprint according to your business need. Sometimes brand com take the charge, and a lot of the time with smaller business will be SEO specialists. They take care of this, and then brand com actually working alongside. So very much depend on the nature of your business. And so you want to review your blueprint. So you want to make sure that these are a few questions you want to ask during the time you review your own blueprint. So you can base on our blueprints, and then you can build your own way of blueprints through for each of the team, so that the team could work with each other more efficiently. You have with different stage, you have different questions to ask. We have a list of all the questions during each stage you will want to ask your team. Rachel will attach it here into the chat, so or send it across with our email afterward as well. So as you can see here, just a few example. First is the stage keyword research, for example. SEO will have to ask, are there specific criteria benchmark used to evaluate relevance and potential success of select keyword? Meaning that, is the keyword they choose are going to help them convert? As simple as that. And by helping them convert, honestly, the SEO person won't know. Is the brand com will have to be the one who determine. Is brand com will determine, okay, this is the ICP that most likely to convert. This is according to all the data that we have and we gather. These keyword are the keyword who will win, right? And then go into keyword clustering. How do you handle different semantic variation related within the keyword cluster? What it means is, usually through Google process, when Google take on a keyword, they will figure out what other keyword are semantically linked to it. You want to make sure different variation of these have your content will go to fulfill most of the variation within a keyword cluster. And finally, content brief generation and content creation will be how do you handle the review and approval process for content brief before content creation begin, making sure that each content brief will solve different problems and the right keyword that you chose previously. And how do you ensure the consistency in messaging and SEO element across different pieces of content? So, and just ensuring your quality across and in terms of messaging that passed down from brand comp specialist, right? And final output would be are there specific step in the process prone to human error that automation could alleviate? So again, a lot of these questions are just sort of like fail-safe question that we provide that when you build your own blueprints, you may want to ask within your organization. That comes down to detail of execution of your plan, right? Brand comms will need to ask SEO specialist, SEO specialist. We have to ask brand com and also content writer, so on and so forth. All right, and finally, I want to share with you a little bit of how you can utilize WriterZen to extract the right customer insight from search engine data. So a lot of time, even brand comms, right? When they do research, it's very hard for brand comms people to actually do research and figure out what pain points people usually have, and with different product or service, what are the things people search on search engine? So this go two-way, right? Knowing customer from other platform point of view, means that you will research by your own research, you read and then you interact with customer is one thing. But knowing your customer from the things people they search for on Google is another thing. So one of the things that we realized over the years is most keyword research tool, they don't provide you with customer insight. What they provide you with is majority are quantitative data. They are search volume, they are CPC, they are keyword difficulty, which all of them are great for SEO purpose, but it's not so great for brand comp purpose, right? They don't really tell people what is the intent behind the keyword people search. Like, for example, if people search for how do I find a best coffee roaster in Singapore, that is a informational keyword, right? Or it could be commercial keyword. And then no tool out there actually break down those intent in a smaller micro intent. Like, for example, if people are looking for information, they could be looking for a definition of a term. Like, what is a window curtains? That is a definition. They're looking for information, but it's definition, right? Or what is, or if they are in considering phase, what is better, LG screen or a Samsung screen? So those are the key terms that are in consideration phase, right? There's no tool in the market that helped you specify the intent and micro intent behind a keyword when people search. Because knowing the intent and micro intent is the first phase of understanding your customer. You figure out, wow, okay, this market have majority of people when they search for things are in informational mode. They just want information. They don't want to convert. They may convert on different platform. Second thing would be no tool actually helps you to kind of identify the buyer journey of a customer. For example, sometimes the keyword actually belong to awareness phase. They don't really belong to decision phase. So, for example, if I search, where can I buy a pen? Where can I buy a specific, let's say I have here Uniball pen, right? That is a decision phase. So the content that builds out rely very much on the phase in which your customer are in. If people looking for where can I buy a Uniball pen and you provide them with a blog post, that typically won't work. It should be a product page that show right away your pen and perhaps other option of pen that you are selling. So it's those kind of insight that really help brand com people as well as SEO people. For brand com people, it would be kind of have a holistic look of the market that they are dealing with and the kind of need that people have in a very qualitative way instead of just quantitative. And for SEO people is to understand, by knowing this customer insight, you are able to sort of understanding what kind of content brief, what kind of content that you will provide for them, for the end users. So let me demonstrate very quickly on that note. So I have here the interface of WriterZen. So we are a tool set that compiled of 5 different tools. We have Topic Discovery, Keyword Explorer, Keyword Planner, Content Creator, and Plagiarism Checker. As you can observe, these 5 tools compile of the 5 tool set that according to the 5 steps of an SEO campaign. You start with figuring out what topic people search that you want to cover so that you can have topical authority. You go down to keyword research, where you want to explore different keyword and their intent that people are searching, so you can categorize them. And then you want to plan them. So you want to be able to make sure these keyword, you want to label them in different insight and group them in different topic and cluster, right? So you have option. And then you plan them by filtering, and then you save them into different lists. Then it go down to content creator. You need a tool that help you have your writer write thing in SEO optimized way. And finally, when you publish it, you want to make sure that they are plagiarism free, because when you publish on Google, it is one of the key things to help you being original, right? So for the sake of time, I'm only focus on Keyword Planner today. Keyword Planner is the heart of this tool set. This is where all the processing on all our AI creation come from. So what Keyword Planner do is, let's say I'll take this keyword list. So this keyword list have 3,705. So as you can see here, with typical keyword lists, you will usually see quantitative data like volume. I on CPC here, maybe word count, and then this. You see search volume, you see CPC, cost per click, you probably see PPC difficulty, and then also maybe you see keyword difficulty in here as well, right? But with our tool, what we do a step ahead is to actually help them to also label every keyword in the intent and micro intent brand. We're also able to identify whether or not it's a brand keyword or non-brand keyword. And another thing is we are able to identify the buyer journey of the keyword people search. So for example, as you can see, heat pump expansional is informational intent. Expansional meaning that people, when they search for heat pump, typically they will search for more. It's a very technical keyword. So they will want to heat pump. Okay, what can I buy heat pump? What do it do? How do I install it? So when you search for keyword heat pump, it's too vague. And therefore, following up through this keyword usually are expansional meaning, is a micro journey. And they are belong to consideration phase. They are considering between the option of heat pump and whether or not they should buy heat pump, right? And it's not a brand keyword. So as you can see here, for brand keyword would be ECA. And if they search ECA funding, it will be service and product is a decision. I know what I want, and it's a brand ECA. So labeling keyword like this will be able to help you see picture in a bigger frame. For example, with the topic energy efficiency, let's say is one of the keyword, it's one of the thing on the topic, key topic that your brand com want to talk about in this market, New Zealand, right? What you can see right away, if you click add filter and you click on intent and buyer journey. So click on intent, you'll be able to see out of 3,705 keyword, you will have 1,001 of them are commercial intent. Information take about 1,006. Navigation, transactional, not so much. So what it kind of represent right away is that most people, right, 40% are looking for information, right? 45 to 50% looking for information, excuse me, looking for informational content. So with this particular topic, they're not looking to purchase, they're not looking for really consider at the moment, they're actually looking for information about the particular subject. So if you know that majority of people in this keyword list, this topic that you are trying to do brand com relate, you will want to ensure your content across all other channels are informational, right? You want to provide them with different informational output. For example, video that explain things, blog posts that explain things, social media that link to different event that you can host, webinar that explain certain things, how it works, because that's what people are looking for. And second thing will be commercial. So it's quite clear. I look for information. If the information satisfies me, I may consider and I may buy. So when they search for energy efficiency, the output very likely are going to be a product, right? So those are the two things that you can see right away from this intent. And it reflects in the buyer journey as well. So majority when people, when they search for this topic, energy efficiency, they belong to awareness phase. So I'm just trying to make aware of what's going on. I want to know what's going on. So I want to be educated, right? And only when I'm educated, I will start consider over here, and then I'll make the decision. So you will be able to kind of see a mapping of the interest of people through the keyword that they search. So it would feed back into your brand comp plan of knowing, okay, I can see in my ICP, these are the things that they look for. These are some of the keyword they look for as well. So these are some of the pain point. If I cluster this, I will be able to identify those. And then I will be able to form my hypothesis of what my ICP look like. And therefore, it will also form your SEO planning for this as well. And also, it will be forming for your content direction for your content writer. So one of the things here we also helped you to see is in this market, let's say 3,700 keyword, who are the top kind of competitor, who are the top ranking person in this zone. So you click a domain filter over here, you'll be able to see that these are the list of the website that are actually ranking the highest in this group topic. And over here, you see Harvey Norman is the top, Bunning is second, Mitsubishi is third, so on and so forth. You'll be able to see up to we have 8,500 domain that are competing for this list, and you'll be able to see all of those domain that listing out here. And you can actually filter out based on our filter rules to see, for example, if I click on Harvey Norman, I want to see all the keyword that they rank, or all the keyword that they unrank, they're not ranking for. You can also do it here. Apply change, you'll be able to see these are all the keywords that Harvey Norman are ranking for. Another things you can see right away is, let's say you really like, you want to zoom in on Harvey Norman, just click on domain focus and click this button, and you will see each of this keyword where they are in their ranking. You click on the keyword itself, you'll be able to see, where they are comparatively to other two. So in Keyword Planner, we don't just label keyword. We also help people to cluster, which is group keyword with similar semantic meaning together as well. So a list of keyword should be grouped together so you can figure out all the topic that people actually are looking for. So we group them into a different topic and group them into different cluster for easier for you to understand. And as you can see here, these are all the topic. And in each of the cluster that we already built, this is what we call the model called hub and spoke. And hub and spoke is the very easy to understand model when you are doing your SEO, as well as you working with your content writer to deliver your content output. So these are all of the things you can see in the list of keyword with the cluster. I think in the interest of time, we are running out of time with the presentation, but as you can see in the tool itself, the tool will help you to understand the consumer insight. Not only that, will help you to kind of group these things and show you a different outlet of cluster. And from there, you are able to kind of label, filter, and figure out right away your planning. And from all this, our tool will also provide you with, let's say, this list of keyword that you like. You want to be able to figure out what content brief that you want to build for your content team. You can just click on suggest content brief. Our AI will actually do the job and show you the content, different content format. We suggest you with blog posts, the writing tone, the author perspective, target audience, and content angle. So with all this, your content brief will help you to build your content brief at ease. And from here, you just simply send it over to your team. With access to your team, add on your team just like how you would with Google Doc. So essentially, the tool is built in that simplify this entire workflow from topical research to keyword research to content planning and to content writing, publishing, and then finally to content checking. So come back to one of the point in which I say earlier that one of the key pain point a lot of this SEO and content team run into is they don't have a good workflow because they run into problem with tool hexing. They have too many tools and they have to jump between different tools in order for them to kind of achieve their goal. And because of that, that's one of the key things why we build WriterZen, and we build WriterZen the way it is. We build it so that we only provide you with data that matters, right? We try to figure out data that actually showcase insight for you. And also we choose tools that work fluently with each other. It's like a flow, right? You start with topical authority, you then save your list of topic, you go into keyword research, you point out all the list of potential keyword, you go into keyword planner, you start sorting them out and you put into plan. And from keyword planner, you can start actually delivering content brief. And then from content brief of keyword planner, you then can send it over to your content writer, and content writer could utilize our content writing tool, content creator. Over here, as you can see, they are very details. Will help you to identify all of your competitor that are ranking on the top, and all of the keyword people also ask, and then the writing bit of the content writing as well. So you have scoring, you have outline, keyword, converter, everything all in one, all on the same roof of tool, right? You can also even see like a topic management. So you can manage your team and manage the process of your writing all in here. So again, these are some of the updates, and also this will be one of the way for you to 10 times your production. First thing, increase your efficiency using our blueprints. Build a really strong blueprints to increase your efficiency, because a lot of inefficiency come down to bad research and bad planning. The second thing would be to kind of choose a tool set that actually could help you get on the single workflow. It will be from brand comms perspective, or to SEO perspective, to content writing perspective. It should be on one single workflow. Establish a workflow. It doesn't have to be WriterZen, but it has to be a very well run workflow that put together. And finally, would be to actually utilize tool like WriterZen to understand your consumer insight, to understand the intent and micro intent and buyer journey behind a group of different tools. And looking at that kind of report, you'll be able to kind of determine what your planning would look like, what kind of content you will write, will it be blog heavy, and how each of these contents fit with your communication plan of each period. So that would be it for my presentation today for our webinar. I hope that helps you in terms of how you can increase your production efficiency, and if not. If you have any questions, just shoot out email, send out email to us. You can see my LinkedIn. I will add my LinkedIn in the email follow-ups. You can just contact me directly. If you have any questions, our team will reach out for you, and so on. All right. Thank you very much for attending this webinar today, and I hope you guys have a great day ahead.